So we're dealing with, Ontario as local, right? But we've been going to all the different provinces throughout Canada. We went to Nova Scotia, Saskatchewan. We have Alberta, of course, with the brothers over there, Vancouver, Manitoba, New Brunswick. All these different regions or these different provinces, the mission is to have sanctuaries in all of these provinces. Just like in the States, almost every state, we got a school over there, right? But how are they going to wake up over there unless we go there and show them who they are, show them what's required of them, that they're not just blacks and Hispanics and First Nations, that they are the Israelites according to the Bible. So we got to go to these places. We have different men assigned to different provinces where we're going to make the time and effort to go to these places and go and network and deal with the people, sit down with, communities, sit down with pastors and give them the understanding of the Bible. How was the lifestyle here in Nova Scotia, like raising your sons and your daughters? Like, how's the environment? Like, is the racism heavy over here? Is the hardships that people are going through, like, how was that aspect?
Racism is very hard over here. Racism in Nova Scotia is very hard. And the reason why it's so hard, it's more noticeable because it's a small place. Like, don't fool yourself. You and I both know. Racism is bad in Ontario too.
Yes,
but Ontario is a big place.
Right.
Ontario is such a big place. But here, racism here is racism here is very tough, very hard, very strong. Whites still don't like blacks, and blacks still don't like whites. And this is 2024, and they still don't like each other. If they could, they would still have us locked up in the backyard someplace, if they really could.
Wow.
Yeah, racism is very bad here, and it's been bad here, and it's never going to change.
So, like, I see, like, you have these communities like North Preston, East Preston, Cherrybrook, right? I hear that they're trying to come in and like buy the land or buy the houses. Is that still going on?
But now, strange enough, whites didn't want nothing to do with black people. Oh, here. That's why when we brought over here slaves, that's why you look at where the road is, and you see where North Preston is. That's a long ways up. I mean, if you come here as a slave and you put up there, you ain't got no car, you ain't got no horse, you ain't going no nothing. You don't know where you're going, and it's all woods. At that time, it was all woods. So, what you going to do? You put someone up there. You put them up there for one reason to die. Because why would you put them that far back in the cold? Now they come from Africa where it's warm. You bring them to Nova Scotia where it's cold, snow, woods, no money, no nothing. The only reason you put them that far back up is to die. But
we survived.
Indians were here. That's what kept them alive, was the Indians helped them to survive through the winter.
Yeah, and biblically, those are our people as well. That's a side that we don't know.
Exactly. But Indians helped them to survive through the winter by showing them how to keep alive, how to live in the ground, how to kill the animals, make coats. Indians kept them alive. And when they came back in the fall of the year, they came back, thought everybody was going to be dead. But when they came back in the fall of the year, the people wasn't only alive, but they were babies and children, everything born through the winter months. They couldn't, and now you have to give them transportation. You have to give them a way to get out, cattle and stuff, make a road for them. Now you got no choice because they're still alive. But racism is bad. I grew up. We didn't go to school. I grew up where whites and black didn't go to school together. See, the war ended in 45. Second World War ended in 45. I was born in 46, a year after the war. So there was nothing for the people, nowhere. Not even, everybody was broke, except for the little money that some people had around the place, right? So you look at that, and you look at the people. We had nothing. All we had was each other. And then through the process of time, some of us begin to hate each other.
Yeah, unfortunate.
You know, and that's so, it's really so unfortunate. It's such a bad thing when you look at black people hating black people killing black people. You look you watch a movie about the gorillas. Remember the movie about the monkeys and the gorillas and the apes? They have a rule. Apes don't kill apes.
Mm-hmm.
We don't kill our own kind. I wish men and people sometimes thought the same way.
Yep. I've seen that in the movie with the Planet of the Apes. They would say ape not kill ape.
Ape not kill ape.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't, and even though that buddy tried to kill him, he could have killed him, he would not. He said, ape don't kill apes. So you see, if we could maintain the same in our minds that we don't kill blacks, because everybody else is trying to kill blacks. So why would you want to kill your own kind?
Exactly.
But here, lately, when I came back home, when I left here, like I was saying, when I left here, things wasn't like this. When I came back, after 20 years, now I came home 3 times in 20 years. But when I came home, I only stayed, if I came down, I only stayed for 3 days. Because after 3 days, I had to go back. Because things were still the same, nothing had changed. We are 20 years behind Toronto. Let's put it that way. Because when I came home, the things that they were doing in Ontario, Nova Scotia never saw.
For the Black Cultural Center, man, one thing you're seeing is a whole lot of history from our people playing in different sports to slavery to them, being a part of the Black Loyalists, which was, joining with the British against the Americans. We was going through a lot of different stuff that they kept record of. So one thing we see with a lot of people over here in Nova Scotia is they are deeply rooted in their history. The Black Cultural Center is like the hub for the Black community. I'm going to read this first paragraph. It says, slavery is an ancient practice that goes back thousands of years and around the planet. The Bible describes many instances. We know why it's saying that. Now it goes in, the Greeks and the Romans had countless slaves, and so too did some of the first peoples in North and South America. Why? Because the descendants of the Greeks and the Romans, they're doing the same stuff. Nothing is new under the sun. And they said there are still today, in the 21st century, far too many people living in enslaved conditions in too many lands. Why? Because Mosai said we're going to be scattered. So it's just showing all this ties right back into the scripture. That's why it said the Bible speaks about this thing. But we're connecting the dots now. So we're here in Nova Scotia, we're here in Cherrybrook at the Black Culture Center, finding out what happened with our people here in Canada, what happened with our people in Nova Scotia. So y'all can see and we can understand that, hey, we are the people of the Bible. So let's repent and keep God's laws.
Birchtown, down here, is where the slaves came. Right. When they landed in Birchtown.
Yes, yeah, we've been over there as well. Yeah,
I've been to Birchtown, and I look at that place. I said to myself, and then you got Shelburne. Remember, they used to walk from Birchtown to Shelburne. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't like it, they would hang black people, hang them in between Birchtown and Shelburne. People would walk by and see somebody hanging.
So people are still getting hanged up here, even coming from the States. They got hanged up here
when they moved to Birchtown and Shelburne. Yeah, because slavery was still going on. I mean, it was still going on in a lot of ways. But the whites still had the advantage over the blacks. I mean, black men still didn't have no rights. Blacks and whites still didn't mingle together, still didn't hang together. So if they seen a black man coming, they wanted something or didn't like him, they just hang him. For some reason, they would hang him. That's the way to hang him. That's the way it was. That's the way it was. And what could you do? You couldn't do nothing.
Something that stood out for me was when we visited the Black Cultural Center, there's a lot of history I didn't know about Nova Scotia. But one of the histories that stuck out to me was the Black Loyalist movement that happened here at Nova Scotia. So basically a little bit of recap was the Black Loyalists, they helped the British at war, and the British said that they were going to promise them lands, freedom, and security. But when they got up here, they had nothing, you know. So that stood out to me because it's like, wow. Because we hear those stories happening to, you know, the so-called native Indians, so on and so forth, but that happened to us too. But what was really interesting about that story is that our people was able to say, hey, you know what, we're not going to stay around. You know, and then they end up coming together, going to Sierra Leone, right, and going and creating a whole town there, Freetown in Sierra Leone. You know, I think when we recap, we talked to the historian that was there. They say it's around 15 ships that went out, that left Nova Scotia and went to Sierra Leone. So that was something that was really interesting that I found while visiting the Black Culture Center in Nova Scotia. So yeah, that was something that stood out to me.
Speak very, very well. But that's the wisdom, man, that's the wisdom of this world. All in roll like that. Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
All of these young men getting their hands on guns and ammunition if they don't even have a cell phone in their own name, wow, if they don't even have a car in their own name or car insurance. So how are they getting their hold of guns and firearms, right? Oh, we're not in. We don't control the ports of entry. We don't have any. The young men that own, the amount of young men that have firearms in Nova Scotia, none of them have permits for them. So how are you getting all of these guns? Where are they coming from? Right? So if nobody in the black communities have a direct link to legal firearms, then how are we getting access to so many firearms? Right? Where are they coming from? Why are there never ever raids on the port of entry when firearms are being brought in? Because it just puzzles everyone. How are we getting guns at a rate where these young men, they don't even have a driver's license?
Wow.
You know, and it's like, where are they coming from? How are you getting ammunition?
Mm-hmm. You know, similar to like what they say goes on in Chicago.
Exactly.
Like they will just dump crates of guns off the train.
Right, and these are the things that it's like, I can't say this stuff not happening, because it's like, I know young men who are borderline illiterate, but they got guns. How are you getting guns? Like, how do you have access to so much ammunition? You know, and this is the puzzling thing, where it's like, okay, well, these guys got guns like the military. Where are you getting it from? But you don't have anything of significance that's beneficial to you. You live at home with your mother, and you're bringing all this drama to your mom, who's a law-abiding citizen, goes to church, and you're disrespectful to her. Right. So, you know, and it's not all of them, but it's like, it's just puzzling the access that our young people have to guns. You guys really don't understand how bad it is down here. It's like, remember when cell phones first started to come up?
Yep.
And everyone wanted to grab a cell phone? That's how it is with guns down here. It was never like that in my lifetime. When I was in my 20s, guys fought. We were known for having hands. Now you can't even talk to nobody about defending yourself, or they're going to shoot you. They're going to put it in you.
Wow.
Honestly. Like, it's like, you can't get an argument down here. You can't with any young guys, because that's the first thing they're going to run for. They're going to run for, I'll be right back. How can you do it? So what do you do other than stay away, try to mediate as best as you can, try to talk it out? You know, it's sad that our young people are grown up in a time right now where it's like in Chicago. Honestly, like it feels like that, but it's the country, and everyone knows everybody. So it's not like we all strangers.
Right.
You know, like everybody that gets killed here knows the individual that kills them.
That's what's great. I think that's the thing that puzzles me the most. Like
everyone that gets killed here, if they don't know you, they family. And if they ain't family, they know you family.
Mm. Why do you think it's that though? Like, when did that start?
I'll say I'm 47. I'll say I was 18, 20 years ago.
Oh, that's recent.
18, 20 years ago. And when I moved to Toronto when I was 30, 2010, I think. When I moved to Toronto, at that time, we were at our peak. They were like, it was just every day somebody was getting shot at, hoses being shot out. And when you know everybody who's doing it, that's the sad part about it. And everybody, the seniors in the community are in fear, right? The seniors in the community are in fear. So it's like, snitches get stitches. Well, this person works every day, but their house is shot up. So why shouldn't this person tell the police which car they seen speeding off? Well, they're afraid. So now it was like that for the longest time, but the community now, it's been so many murders, children being killed, literally, 7-year-old child being killed, father and daughter being killed, people being killed, innocent people being hit by bullets at festivals, like Africville Festival, people being shot because it's not because I owe you $100,000 or I owe you 100 grams of crack. It's because I don't like you. That's why I want you out of this world. It's because I don't like you. You guys that really want to kill each other because I slept with your girlfriend. These are the reasons why you want to kill me, because your brother and I had an argument, and this was 10 years ago. We're cool with that now, but you want to take over a beef that's over with. And the guys down here, they start these little gangs, and the gangs down here, it's like, well, what are you a gang of? Gang of what? What are you, you're not making any money, you're not doing anything of significance. So what are you a gang of? You're a gang of what? Like, you're doing this stuff to your own community members. Literally, your own community members. And if you're not from the community, your bloodline traces back to the community.
Right.
You know, if you're not from either one of the communities, your family still lives in the community. Your parents are younger than me, so they just moved into the city to get away from it. But you guys drag it back to your mom's house because you can't get over that this person is with your girlfriend now, your ex-girlfriend. Sure. Literally, bro, it's not over. You owe me. It's never been over, and I can honestly say it's never been over. This person owes me money. Every killing down here, it's never been over. This person owes me money.
It's women.
It's women. It's I don't like you. Literally, that crazy?
That's crazy.
I can say to you guys honestly and knowing that no one down here has been killed because no one owed them a shitload of money. It's because I just don't like you.
It's hatred.
Hatred. Yep.
It's the devil eating our youth alive. Honestly, I'm telling you the truth. Like, I've looked at the devil countless times in our youth, our young people. Honest to God, and it's sad and scary.
So is it like the media that's influencing?
Oh yeah, the media's they're idiots. Like, they try to trash our communities. We have a handful of young idiots in our communities who make our whole communities look bad. We have a handful of idiots from all of the communities combined on the outskirts who make our communities look bad because your parent is from the community, but you live in the city of Halifax, but the media is going to trace, oh, this person from North Preston or East Preston. No, he never lived there in his life. His parents lived there. This person, but the media will say, North Preston man, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, did this, have his list of charges, and this person just got shot. He's a victim, but the media is putting in all the shit about this person, and he wasn't the one who did the shooting. But he was
demonizing.
Yes, and it happens repetitively over and over, all the time. All the time. And that's the frustrating thing. People hate the media. Like when there's an incident in the community, like we've had so many young men die because the ambulance wouldn't show up.
That's the mistrust I've been hearing about.
Yeah, like the ambulance won't show up, like just stuff like that, and it's frustrating. I know 4 individuals who died in our community because the ambulance saying, "Oh, we're afraid to come." People are on the phone. There's no shooting. He's dying. We need you. We need you. And they're not showing up. We need to show. We need to get there. We need to get there. Well, the police need to be there first. The police have been here. What are you doing? Where are you? And when they get there, the person dies.
Yeah.
That's true.
Happened so many times. Happened so many times. It's honestly happens.
Now it makes sense because yesterday we were at an event of the heart health,
Yeah.
But I keep hearing they saying the mistrust of community. When my brother here was talking about, like, why this keep getting brought up? Like, we wanted to know that, but what you're bringing out right now regarding certain incidents when people are being shot, the ambulance is not showing up. That's insane. That's like something you'll hear back in the States in the 60s.
Yeah.
Well, it happens there. It happens in my communities all the time.
That's
if there's a shooting in my community, that person better not be. They better not die. Like they better not have like life-threatening injury, though. They're gonna die. I'm telling you. Or we've had guys save people that were shot in the community because they put them in their cars to get them out of the community, and the ambulance meet them down at the Black Culture Center because they don't want to come to North Preston.
Oh, wow.
Literally.
That's crazy.
Multiple times.
So you see with the racism, like,
Yes.
this is a question I had, because we came here before. We went to, you're from North Preston?
Yeah.
So we went to North Preston, and they have a RCMP building, right?
Attached
to
to the rec center.
Now, is that normal? Because from my understanding, the RCMP is the equivalent of the FBI in America.
Right.
So is that something that the community wanted, or is that part of the racism for them to try and be there to, arrest or, trouble the community?
It was mixed with, like, the senior people wanted it. They've seen a vision of the police is going to start to create some form of security and order amongst the residents. And the police are scared to death themselves. Like, literally. Like, when these guys are in the community shooting, I literally left my house 3 different times to go to the rec center, banging at the doors. There's a shooting on Downey Road. Please, you guys need to come. You need to come. And the police are there. Well, who was it? Officer, there's a person shot. You need to go. Like, you need to radio. Well, did you get a description? And they're asking me all kinds of shitty questions. I'm like, officer, do you hear what I said? Like, someone's dying. They're shot right now. Down the street. And it's like...
Are you scared?
Literally.
And this is RCMP, because I'm thinking, why not just have the regular Nova Scotia police or Halifax, whatever police? You're going to have RCMP, and then to hear this is crazy.
if like what I'm telling you guys, it's hard to grasp the concept of the actual events because it's like I'm missing so many intricate details that would, you know, give you more insight on, because it's just bits and pieces are coming to me. Like there's so much, like there's so many incidents where I don't even know if you could file lawsuits against like the ambulance or police or whoever just for not doing their job properly, accurately. You know, like it's people. That's why so many people from here, a lot of the black men here literally hate the police. And I mean hate the police. Like, just because they're the family member or it's been done to them where you can't trust the police. You can't, like here, you can't trust the police, honestly. And like I told you guys before, the good thing is that none of us have been shot or killed yet. Because the way these young guys are going on with these guns, the police are afraid they're going to start shooting these guys. You know what I mean? Because they're getting away with so much, and the police are afraid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the police are afraid. The police are in my community. If it's a shooting, the police come there fully automatic AR-15s. They're loaded.
Really?
Oh my God! It's like
passports.
I'm like to the officers. Somebody got killed here. There's not a shootout. Like, I don't. Why are you guys in the community? There are kids here. Why are you guys terrifying the community? Oh, it's for our safety. No one's here. Like you think the shooter's still here? This guy's dead. He's died. And you guys come in here with guns instead of bringing the ambulance? They'll come set up perimeter around the body before the ambulance, set up for the ambulance to come. What are you coming now for? He's dead, literally. I don't understand this. And I'm speaking of the last incident that I called the police because a young man was murdered, and I called the police. The police come with military-style weapons, and they're there 25 minutes before the ambulance. And I called the ambulance 50 minutes ago. Like, he's dead. Like, I'm doing CPR on when the police get there, and they come with the gun pointed. I'm like, what? I'm doing CPR. What are you guys doing? Who's here? I'm like, officer, take the gun off me. I'm doing CPR. And they're like scared to death. I understand that they're afraid, but I'm doing CPR. Can you, like, and it's just, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
Literally, what's going on? Do you think if I was doing it, I'd be still here, officer? Can you take the gun off of me? Like, literally. It's just... So, growing up here, everyone would tell you the same thing. The racism, the police, educational, healthcare system, mainly healthcare system with black people. They don't give a damn if all they want to do is pump us, tell you to get on this medication, that medication, and continue to eat and do what you're doing.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.